Hey guys, welcome to the episode of Designing Dreams in the Haus. I'm your host and principal designer and owner of Haus Studio. As we continue on my journey, I just left Cincinnati and headed to Columbus, not really knowing what was going to happen. I had a job set up, but didn't have a place to live. We were living with some family at the time and started this job. And it was with another design company. I worked there for 6 to 8 months and yet again got thrown right into a management job. And at this point in my life, I think I've realized maybe I am good with people. Maybe this is what I meant to do, is be a designer, but also help and educate people. So that's what I did. This company didn't have a lot of setup when it came to onboarding new designers and helping the ones that have been there for a long time. So I set up education, I set up trainings, I set up ways to help them grow and become better designers. And the way I also became a better designer. I did this for another 2 to 3 years and then decided to take a jump again. I stepped back again and went to a design build firm. And I was there a year and a day. And it was a very short stint, but I learned a crucial part of my life that I think I still hold on to today, and I know I do. And it's not what things that I'm selling are worth. It's what my knowledge is worth. What I have in my brain that other people don't, what is that worth? And it's something I had never thought of. For so many years, I'd always been selling products and materials. And it's never occurred to me, what are my designs worth? What am I worth? And that was the trigger that helped change my thinking. That fall, I was nominated and earned 30 Under 30, which is a NKBA, Best 30 Designers in North America under the age of 30. At the time, I was 28 years old. And I knew I was talented, but I didn't really see it. And got to go on an amazing trip to Las Vegas. They put us up in the best hotels, great experiences. And I started surrounding myself with like-minded people that were around my age, which most people that I met in this industry were not. They were an older, 2 generations older. They just had a different mindset. So when I got there, I started meeting people like-minded that were my age that own businesses and were doing this. And I looked around that group and I was just blown away. And I was like, if these people can open a business, why can't I? So I flew home. This was probably about March. I flew home and I decided right then and there, I was going to open my own company. I didn't know how. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was going to figure it out. So like I said earlier, something I learned about myself is that I don't always give myself the credit I should. So kind of being a little afraid, I took a business partner on, starting up the company. And, looking back now, would I have done the same thing? I don't know. It got me to where I am today, but also I think did hinder me in some ways. And it's another life lesson that I've learned and still learning today. So that was March. And then by October, the company was open. And I say the company, I mean, it was me. I had a folding table, I had my laptop, and I partnered with a great cabinet company, and I was going to make this work. I had always been the breadwinner for our household, me and my husband. And I remember telling him when I was going to take this opportunity, all I have to do is sell one vanity a week, a $5,000 vanity, $20,000 a month. I can do this. I can still support our family and still make sure we're okay. And it was the scariest jump I ever made. Cut to 2 weeks after I opened the company, I do a $70,000 sale. And I realize it's going to be okay. I can do this. I know I have it in me. So by January that year, I'm already looking at showroom spaces. I find one, it's 1,000 square feet. I think rent was $1,500 or $1,800, and it was a lot of money. In my mind, I'm a mathematic person. I'm like, all right, 18 times 10 is 18,000 plus 2 more months. It's $22,000 a year. That's a lot of money. $22,000 a year. How am I ever going to make enough money to pay this? But I knew that was the next step in my journey. I had to open a studio space so people could see me and see what I could do. So I opened the studio space. I hire an assistant, and then I have this opportunity to do decorate a show house. So if you've been in Columbus, the Contemporary Art Museum, they have a whole section that's kind of a separate wing. And I put my name in the hat and I won the bid to have this kitchen. Well, with that bid also came, I had to provide a kitchen. And it had to be something that was museum worthy and worthy of some of the best designers in the city. At this point, I've been open 6 months and we have some of the largest names in the city doing these rooms. And I have the biggest room of anybody, and I have to make it look like it is one of the best in the city. So I gather my savings and I do this exhibition, and it's a month long, and they want you to be there all the time. Well, other designers have other people who can work there for them. I didn't. It was me. I would go to work during the day at my normal, 9 to 5 job at Haus Studio, and then leave there at 4 and then be at the museum until 10 o'clock at night. And I did this every day for a month. And you know what? I'm glad I did. I had so many leads and opportunities that the company really started thriving. So year one was a struggle, and it was a lot. And there were times that I wasn't sure, like, should I keep doing this or should I just go work for somebody else? Because I made a good lifestyle. I had a great lifestyle before this. I didn't need to do this, but it was something that was in me that I felt like I had to. So year one was good. Year two, we grew a little bit more. I still had an assistant. It was me, and I was just hustling. I was hustling and hustling and hustling. And then COVID hit, and I was really scared. People were not supposed to be in people's houses. I was afraid that the remodel industry was literally just going to crumble, because if you can't be in people's houses, how are you supposed to remodel? And my entire job is remodeling people's houses. Luckily, the exact opposite happened. Everybody wanted you in their house. They saw how much they hated their kitchen or their workspace or whatever it was, and they wanted it completely gutted. And March of 2020, COVID started. By April, June of 2020, I had 2 more employees because I couldn't handle the workload. So this continued on for another year or so. And I hired yet another designer. So now there's 3 of us in this office. We are in a 10 by 10 space, and I make the commitment to, this isn't big enough. We gotta move on. I found a space down in Grandview, right across the street from High Banks Distillery. And it was a very rough space. And I, again, decided, let me take all this money that the company has earned and put it back into the company. And that's what I did. And we gutted this 4,000 square foot space and turned it into this beautiful studio we have today. We move in. I hire another employee. So at this point, we are doing design materials, but we don't really have any labor in-house. And we keep getting feedback from clients that they're not happy with their contractor or they want more attention. So then I take on, let's start a labor division. So I start with a production person. That worked for a good year with subcontractors. And then we started hiring our own guys. And we hired our first 2 in-house installers. And after that, I realized how important that was and how it really changed who we are and what we could do. I didn't ever want to be a remodeler. I knew what that took. Versus if I was just a cabinet person, I could sell you the cabinets. I knew they were right. And I could say, here you go. See you later. I knew the remodel part was such a more customer service based part. I knew how much energy it would take. But yet again, I decided, let's just go for it. So we started hiring more installers and more installers. And as I look at our company today, there are now 20 employees that work for Haus Studio. And it is amazing, this journey that I've been on. And October will be 6 years we'll be in business. And I think of the families that, because of what I've been able to achieve, I can help provide for them. And I can help educate their families. And it really grounds me. I no longer walk into this studio being an owner. I now walk in to being their employee. I have to make sure they're taken care of and their families are taken care of and their needs are taken care of. And that is something I take wholeheartedly. For so many people that have worked for a company that had been taken advantage of or been treated badly, me too. And that is something I never wanted. I always want to make sure my employees felt like they were taken care of. And I think about them. We recently walked in the Columbus Pride Parade. And I was so proud of how many of my employees came along with us to this. And one of our employees' dads came with him as well. And he told another employee that he has never been so proud to work for a company. And that made the risk all worth it. And I am so proud of what I've done with this company. So that has been my journey. It has had its up and downs, and it's been really fun. And I can't wait to see where this road takes us. Some exciting things we have to talk about is Haus and Home, which is our new interior design brand, is opening soon. Websites are launching any day now, and it's a whole nother journey. And I hope you guys follow me along on that one as well. Well, thanks for joining us on another episode of Designing Dreams in the Haus. Thanks.
Boxland Media. Think big.